Hello, everyone. Wishing you all a wonderful day. Today, we're going to dive into an emotional journey of hope, friendship, and the bonds that tie us together. We'll follow Dee as he sets out to find Adam, overcoming challenges, rediscovering lost dreams, and reconnecting with those he loves. If you enjoy this story, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. Dear friends, sometimes the simplest questions, the ones that come from the purest hearts, reach places where words usually can't. That afternoon, the soft glow of dusk settled over the small dining table. Maya looked up, her eyes sparkling, and asked her mother in that sweet, innocent voice, "Mom, when is Dad coming back?" Her little hands clutched the chopsticks, trembling slightly. The question hung in the quiet room, resonating like a fragile, haunting melody. Tonight, I invite you to step into those silent moments with us. Feel the waiting, the longing, and the invisible threads that tie hearts together. Welcome to today's episode. The morning sun slowly stretched its light across the quiet village, casting everything in a warm, golden hue. In front of a small wooden house, Dee paused, his hand resting gently on the handlebars of his recently returned old motorcycle. The sunlight bounced off the metal, revealing traces of dust from the long journey. He saw his own reflection on the surface of the bike. His eyes were tired, but there was gratitude there, deep and quiet. "Thank you," he whispered, almost to himself. "Finally, my motorcycle is home." His voice carried warmth, as if the bike were more than just metal. It was an old friend, resilient through the years, finally back. A gentle breeze lifted the worn fabric of his shirt, mingling with the hum of village life. The sounds of birds, rustling leaves, and distant chatter blended together, greeting him in their own subtle way. Then, from the other side of the fence, the familiar voice of the old man called out, full of care and caution. "Be careful on the road, Dee. The city isn't kind to dreamers." Day paused for a moment, letting those words sink in. The red dirt road stretched ahead, familiar, yet somehow different in that morning light. He smiled faintly, feeling the warmth behind the caution. "Yes, sir," he replied, calm and steady, but deep inside, a flicker of unease stirred. He stared down the long, winding path, where the rising dust seemed to carry whispers of memories he couldn't quite let go. Time seemed to pause. Dee remained still, his gaze fixed on the road disappearing behind rows of plane trees he had known since childhood. Would the journey ahead be what he imagined, or just another set of challenges waiting to test him? The dawn cast a soft, nostalgic light over everything, filling his heart with a quiet, yearning hope. "Today, I'll go to the city to find Adam, the man who helped me find Huyen," he murmured to himself. His voice was soft, but carried a resolve that couldn't be ignored. Hopeful, determined, yet gentle. This wasn't just about finding Adam. It was about reclaiming what had been lost. Huyen, dreams that had felt distant, pieces of a life he longed to recover. He lifted his helmet, adjusting the strap under his chin. The soft click of the lock echoed in the still morning air. A small, almost musical signal that a new chapter was about to begin. Day pressed the accelerator gently. The motorcycle responded with a familiar purr, then settled into the rhythmic hum that had accompanied him through countless memories. The sound was more than just a motor. It was part of his history, part of his journey. Dust kicked up behind the wheels, floating like little clouds in the dawn light. Somewhere, children caught sight of him from afar, waving excitedly. Their laughter rang clear and pure, breaking the quiet of morning. Dee lifted his hand and waved back. His smile was warm, open, full of a light that seemed to reach across distance, across time. The children's innocence, their unrestrained joy, filled him with renewed energy. No matter what lay ahead, he reminded himself, he could face it. Turning the motorcycle toward the open road, the engine roared to life, louder now, as if sensing the change in his spirit. Dust and sunlight danced around him, golden and fleeting. With every twist of the throttle, Dee felt the pulse of his own life, a rhythm of hope, challenge, and the steady march toward something greater. Every kilometer passed carried him farther from the small town behind him, yet closer to the memories, to the bonds, to the dreams he was chasing. Straw and smoke mingled in the air, reminders of a past that could never be erased, only carried along as fuel for what was yet to come. The little house shrank in his rearview mirror until it vanished into the horizon where dawn kissed the fields. Even if the house was left behind, its memory and the love tied to it would always remain, giving him strength for the road ahead. The path stretched endlessly, full of challenges, yes, but also opportunities. And with a heart brimming with hope, he rode forward. The road unfolded beneath the blazing afternoon sun, snaking through golden fields. The hazy blue sky shimmered with heat, while the cicadas' chorus marked the tempo of the heavy air. Dee's motorcycle gripped the cracked asphalt firmly, wheels crunching on the gravel as he left the small town behind. With each mile, he felt both distance and connection, moving forward, yet carrying the past in every thought. The hot wind pressed against his face, thick with dust, gasoline, and the scent of ripening rice. And with every turn of the road, memories of Adam returned. The days they had spent searching for Huyen, the encounters with strangers, the faint trails that led them back to safety. Adam's voice echoed in his mind, soft, almost drowned out by the roar of the engine. If it weren't for you, I never would have found her. A small, quiet smile curved on Dee's lips. Gratitude flowed silently toward the friend who had stood by him, who had fought alongside him through every obstacle. In that instant, the burden of the journey seemed just a little lighter. Arriving at a roadside market, Dee slowed the motorcycle, wiping sweat from his forehead. A few villagers rested in the shade of a tamarind tree, fanning themselves with old newspapers. Dee pulled up and greeted them politely. "Nina, excuse me. Has anyone seen a man named Adam? He's tall, thin, from the north, and might be around the market." An elderly man squinted at the photo on Dee's phone. Slowly, he replied, "At the Eastern Market. I think someone matching that description is there. He's not feeling well, living with a kind family who's taking care of him." Concern flickered across Dee's eyes, but he managed a steady reply. "Thank you, sir. I'll go straight away." He swung back onto his bike, adjusted his bag, and started the engine. The roar of the motorcycle filled the air as he resumed his journey. Looking at the horizon, a faint smile touched his lips. "Wait for me, Adam," he whispered, letting the words be carried by the warm wind, fading over the rice fields and the hum of the road. One solitary figure, chasing an old friendship, moving toward the unknown, with hope lighting the way. The morning mist still lingered as Huyen stepped into the courtyard. She leaned against the old wooden gate, which creaked softly under her hand. Her gaze followed the narrow path winding through the bamboo, imagining footsteps that had already moved ahead. She sighed softly, a mix of calm and melancholy. I wonder if he's reached the city yet. The road is so long, and the sun is already strong. A breeze rustled the leaves, reminding her that time never pauses. Then clear laughter broke the moment. Maya appeared, eyes sparkling, clutching a crumpled drawing in her small hands. "Mom said I should draw this," she exclaimed, tugging on Huyen's hand. "It's Uncle D driving back. Do you think he'll like it?" Huyen smiled, her heart full of warmth. Bending down to meet her daughter's eyes, she said softly, "He'll love it, my dear. When he gets back, we'll show him." "Yes!" Maya's braids bounced as she ran ahead, her laughter filling the evening air. For a moment, it was as if the world had paused. The simplicity, the joy, and the anticipation of a child reminding them all of life's gentle beauty. Dee stopped the motorcycle in front of a small house hidden among dense greenery. The old wooden gate facing the dirt road seemed to wait, a silent witness to return. Taking a deep breath, he stepped forward and knocked lightly. "Adam, are you there?" His voice carried through the quiet. Inside, a weak, barely audible voice responded, "Who's there?" Dee pushed the door open and stepped inside. The room was small, dimly lit, damp, and layered with a thin coat of dust. Adam lay on an old bed, thin, exhausted, eyes dull. Seeing him like this, Dee felt a tightness in his chest. "Hey, what's wrong? You look pale," Dee said gently as he helped him sit up. Adam's tired eyes flickered with recognition, a faint spark of strength breaking through. "I'm fine. Why did you come? How did you know I was here?" Dee sat close, studying the face of his old friend, searching for the companion he had known long ago. A silent ache rose in him, seeing Adam so fragile. "No, you're not okay, Adam," Dee said, voice firm but filled with care. "You've been through too much. You need to rest. Come north with me. Mom is there. There are people who love you and can take care of you." Adam hesitated, eyes shadowed with doubt. "I don't want to be a burden. Everyone already has enough to worry about." Dee took his hand firmly, meeting his gaze. "You're not a burden. Friends help each other, especially when times are hard. Come with me. I'll be by your side. You need a place to heal, to regain strength." For a long moment, Adam looked at him. Slowly, he nodded, still cautious, yet recognizing the truth in Dee's words. "Okay, I'll come with you," he said, voice hoarse but steadier than before. Dee smiled, squeezing his hand. "Thank you, Adam. We'll go together. Everything will be okay." Helping Adam up, Dee led him to the door. They stepped forward together, starting a new chapter. Not just a journey to recovery, but a journey to reconnect with friendship, family, and the ties that hold them together. Dee stopped the motorcycle in front of a small house, hidden amidst a lush garden. The old wooden gate facing the dirt road seemed to be waiting, a silent symbol of return. He took a deep breath, feeling all the emotions swelling in his chest. Then he stepped a few paces to the gate and knocked lightly. "Adam, are you there?" His voice rang out in the afternoon's quiet. Inside, a weak, almost lost voice responded, "Who's that?" Dee pushed the door and stepped in. The small room, dimly lit, damp, and covered with a thin layer of dust on everything. Adam lay on an old bed, gaunt, exhausted, his eyes dulled by fatigue. Seeing his friend in such a state, Dee felt a tightness in his chest. "Hey, what's wrong with you? You look so pale," Dee said gently as he helped Adam sit up. Adam's tired eyes flickered with a spark of recognition, a faint but certain flame. "I'm fine. How did you know I was here?" Dee sat down beside him, observing the face of his old friend, searching for traces of the companion he had known for so long. A quiet sadness welled up, seeing Adam so frail. "No, you're not okay, Adam," Dee said, his voice low and full of concern. "You fought for too long. You need rest. Come with me to the north. Mom is there. There are people who love you, and will take care of you." Adam stayed silent for a moment, his gaze pensive, as if thinking, "I don't want to be a burden. Everyone already has enough to worry about." Dee took his hand firmly, looking straight into Adam's eyes. "You're not a burden. Friends help each other, especially in tough times. Come with me. I'll be by your side. You need a place to recover, to regain strength." A long moment passed. Finally, Adam nodded, still with some hesitation, but recognizing the truth in Dee's words. "Okay, I'll go with you," he said, his voice hoarse, but calmer than before. Dee smiled, lightly patting his hand. "Thank you, Adam. We'll go together. Everything will be okay." Helping Adam stand, Dee led him to the gate. They stepped out, starting a new chapter. Not just a journey of recovery, but a reconnection of friendship, family, and the bonds that hold them together. The sun began to lower, bathing the countryside in a warm golden hue. Dee and Adam walked side by side on the dirt road, their steps light but steady. The air carried the scent of rice and earth. Every sound, birds, rustling leaves, the distant hum of life, seemed to belong to them, as if the whole world was witnessing this quiet reunion. Dee glanced at Adam, seeing the fatigue still in his posture, but beside it, a spark, small but clear, a sign of strength, a silent promise that this was not the end, that there was still a road ahead. "Let's go slowly," Dee said gently, noticing Adam's hesitation. "No need to rush. Step by step, we'll get there." Adam nodded, exhaling. For the first time in weeks, he felt the burden lighten. He had carried too much: fatigue, doubt, fear. But now, beside Dee, everything seemed lighter. The dirt road stretched on, through rice fields and bamboo groves. The golden sunlight softened the shadows, making the scenery more vivid. Children from afar waved, their laughter echoing. A reminder that life, in its simplest moments, still held joy and innocence, even after long trials. Dee's motorcycle, though now at rest, remained in the background, a symbol of movement, progress, journeys not just physical, but emotional. The engine's sound, the dust rising in the morning, the rhythm of the wheels, all lived in memory, reminding him of where he started and why he must keep going. As the village faded behind them, Dee thought of those left behind. Maya, Huyen, his mother. They were waiting, carrying hope and worry. And he realized their love and care were not a burden, but a support, giving him strength for the road ahead. Adam broke the silence. "I never thought anyone would come looking for me after everything." "You're not alone," Dee replied firmly. "You've never been alone. Friends don't abandon each other, especially in hard times. You helped me before. Now it's my turn to help you." The journey continued under the morning sun, the fields stretching endlessly. The breeze carried a slight chill, brushing across their faces. Each step was not grand, but steady, moving toward recovery and healing. Finally, they reached a small roadside stall. The light from lanterns spilled onto the ground. Dee approached. "Excuse me, is there a place to rest? My friend needs help." The vendor, a middle-aged woman with kind eyes, nodded. "There's a small inn ahead. They're used to travelers like you and will take good care of him." Dee thanked her and led Adam to the inn. Inside, the wooden walls, though old, gave a sense of warmth. The host led them to a quiet room with a comfortable bed. Adam sat down, feeling his body's exhaustion. Dee quietly arranged their things, keeping silent to preserve the calm and peace they had just found. For the first time in weeks, Adam exhaled fully, letting the quiet envelop him. "Thank you, Dee," Adam whispered. "I didn't realize how much I needed this." Dee placed a hand on his shoulder. "You need rest to remember that there are people who care. You're stronger than you think, but even the strongest need to pause. This is our time, just for tonight." Outside, the last rays of sunlight faded, the sky shifting from gold to orange, then pale purple. The crickets' chorus filled the air, as if witnessing this quiet reunion. The image of Maya lingered in Dee's mind, the innocence of her laughter, the joy of her little drawing. He thought of Huyen, standing by the gate, waiting, hoping, holding faith in the invisible threads connecting them. Every step, every mile, was not just for Dee or Adam, but for all those who loved and cared for them. The next morning, sunlight filtered through thin curtains. Adam woke, stretching carefully, looking at Dee. "I feel better," he said, offering a faint smile. "You'll be fine," Dee replied warmly. "Step by step. We have more road to travel, but we'll get through it together." They stood, packed their things, and stepped outside. The world was waking around them. The smell of grass and earth, the sound of people preparing to open shops, the steady rhythm of life resuming. A reminder that life, even after hardship, finds its own rhythm. The road stretched ahead, both inviting and challenging. But this time, Dee no longer felt afraid. With friendship, care, and determination as companions, each step mattered. Each mile carried connection, faith, and hope. Dee climbed onto the motorcycle, this time with Adam seated behind. The engine roared, steady and familiar. Dust rose lightly under the wheels. They moved toward the open horizon, the fields bathed in morning light, the road stretching endlessly. Each turn, each moment, was a new beginning. A chance to reclaim the past, embrace the present, and move toward the future. Though challenges lay ahead, though the unknown waited, they had one certainty: they would face it together. With hearts aligned and spirits resolute, the journey became a testament to the strength of friendship, the resilience of the human spirit, and the quiet but steadfast love that guides us through every hardship. And so, dear friends, as Dee and Adam faded into the morning light, we pause here, standing at the threshold of a new journey full of promise. Will Adam recover quickly? How will they face the challenges ahead? And what surprises does the road still hold? Stay tuned for the next episode. To Adam, we say, be strong. Believe in yourself and those who walk with you. Rest, recover, and remember, you are never alone. Thank you for joining us today. Stay with us, for the adventure continues and the next chapter waits to unfold. Dee embarks on an emotional journey, leaving his quiet village behind to find his friend Adam, who has been
Tử La,
struggling
một bà
and
mẹ
living in
đơn thân với quá
isolation.
khứ đầy đau khổ, trở về
Along
lồng
the
sắt
way,
cũ cùng con mình
Dee
và bất ngờ
recalls
phát hiện nơi
memories of
đây
his
đã được
family,
Alex, một người
Maya's
đàn ông tốt
innocent
bụng và
laughter,
tài năng,
and the
âm thầm tu
bonds that
sửa,
give him strength
trong
to
khi
move forward.
Tử La chăm chỉ làm việc để
Each
xứng
mile
đáng với tấm
brings
lòng của anh,
challenges,
thì chị gái của
reflections,
Alex lại
and
phản
moments
đối,
of hope,
cho rằng cô không xứng đáng với
reminding
em trai
him
mình.
of the importance of
Cùng lúc
friendship
đó, Alex
and
luôn lo lắng
resilience.
cho sự an toàn và sức
When he
khỏe
finally
của Tử
reaches
La,
Adam,
thậm
the
chí còn nhắc
reunion is
nhở
heartfelt,
cô về việc phải đi
but
bộ
the
quãng đường
journey
dài
is
cùng con
far from
nhỏ.
over.
Những lần gặp gỡ,
Together,
họ đều ấm áp,
they begin a
nhưng
path of
vẫn bị che phủ
recovery,
bởi những tình cảm chưa nói
trust,
ra và
and
sự phản đối từ gia
reconnection.
đình.
Yet
Ở nhà,
uncertainties
Alex phải
still
đối mặt
linger.
với sự cương
Will
quyết của chị
Adam
gái,
regain
yêu cầu
his
giữ
strength
anh giữ khoảng
fully?
cách, nhưng sâu
What
trong lòng, anh
obstacles
biết mình
await
đang quan
them
tâm
on
đến
the
Tử
road
La
ahead?
nhiều hơn những gì thừa nhận.
Join us to
Quyết tâm thay
uncover the
đổi
next
cách nhìn của gia
chapter
đình,
of this
Alex âm
moving
thầm lên
story,
kế hoạch chứng minh giá trị
filled
của
with
Tử La,
hope,
đồng thời lặng lẽ theo dõi
courage,
và bảo vệ cô
and
từ xa.
unexpected twists.